Cancer, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 29th through August 4th. This is going to be a general forecast for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect to see what's coming up for you guys in the week ahead. We've got the new moon coming up midweek. We'll see if that's affecting you guys in any way. I know that you all are water signs, and water signs tend to be a little bit more moon sensitive than other signs. So we'll see. We'll see what the energies have in store for you the week ahead. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Here is your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to continue with our summer mermaid theme, but the message for you at the end is going to be from an abundance deck, an abundance affirmation. So be sure to stick around for that. All right, Cancer, look, it's you. You're making the first appearance in your reading. This is Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is going to be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And so you're showing up in your full water sign glory here with the Knight of Cups. This is going to be about like that whimsical, just joy, passion, fun, like being in the moment, your creativity, the things that are satisfying for you. And that makes sense because this new moon that's coming up on Wednesday, the energy is all about inspiring us to go out and do the things that are enticing to us or that we just kind of feel a little bit impulsive about. And Knight of Cups can be impulsive in their own way. They might not be as impulsive as Knight of Wands, but that's a whole other kind of impulsive, right? Like Knight of Wands can be like borderline kind of reckless, but Knight of Cups is very much in the moment, in the here and now, very romantic energy. And I don't just simply mean romantic in terms of love. I mean romantic in terms of like the senses, like the romantic style of filming or just the colors, the sights, the sounds, just really taking in beauty, taking in things that inspire you, okay? And so some of you might begin deciding that, you know what, I'm working really hard and I need to have a little bit more fun in my life. I need to have a little bit more pleasure in my life. Some of you may be beginning some kind of a romance. I think that's going to be true specifically for a lot of you who've been kind of, you know, sitting on the sidelines for a while, either intentionally or unintentionally. Like if you've been in a bit of a dry spell, like that's going to be breaking for some of you. Again, it's a general reading. The energies are going to apply in different ways for different ones of you. And I was going to say something. I lost my train of thought. It may come back about the Knight of Cups, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and see what your Wednesday, Thursday is. And you have Three of Pentacles. Okay? So this is interesting because it's showing up on Wednesday, which is when we're in that new moon energy and we're in that manifestation and creating something new. So something that's starting out as like a whimsy or just something that's starting out that seems like it's going to be fun for you in some way is beginning to seem like, hey, like I might actually, continue with this, or this could be the ongoing thing for me. So it could be a skill that you find enjoyable or a hobby that you begin to kind of turn into a craft or master in some way. It could be something you set out just kind of doing as fun that inspired you and gave you an idea for something you're wanting to establish in your life far in the future. I do feel, and again, this is what I was going to say, it escaped me and it just came back. I don't focus too much on love and romance in the weekly forecasts because I want the weekly forecasts to be about you and your journey. Sometimes we get so hung up on love, we forget about everything else in our life. And that's why I do the love reading separately. So you can definitely click on the love link to watch the love videos, the link in the description after this if you would like. But sometimes love comes up in the weekly forecast, and I'm feeling that vibe here with you, Cancer. It's kind of coming up. So you should probably check out your August love reading as well. But I feel like some of you are starting off in this fun way, especially those of you who've been single for a long time, whether it was intentional or unintentional, and something that you just kind of went for, and it's this whimsical energy, and you're just kind of like in the here and now moment. By midweek, something might be happening where you're like, wait a minute, like this person really has a lot of the things I've been looking for, or this could really go somewhere. I mean, Three of Pentacles isn't like where you've decided and you're like, oh my God, yes, this is like my person and we're gonna go do this, right? But this is like, wait a minute, like there's actually potential here. There's something to build on here. So something, and it might not be love for all of you. It could be coming in a different way. You know, maybe somebody's asking you to help them out with a project, or somebody's mentioning something to you and you're lending a hand, or you're trying something because it seems like it might be fun, and you're like, wait a minute, this could actually be something, or this could actually go somewhere. So it might not be in love life for all of you, but because Knight of Cups came up for some of you, it will be in a romantic sense. Three of Pentacles is about building, creating. I always say when Three of Pentacles comes up, you, in a work situation, for me, it's a card that comes up where you have caught someone's eye, like the higher ups have noticed you, they're paying attention to you, like you're on their radar, but they're gonna be really kind of downplay it, right? Like they're not gonna make it obvious, but they'll do little things, like they'll have somebody come sit with you and train you on something a different department is doing, or they might call you in and like have you help on a project. And all of these things are little things that they're doing to kind of feel you out and see, you know, what you might like doing, ways in which maybe they can take your gifts and abilities and use it to, you know, better the workflow, and, you know, like a win-win kind of situation, right? Like maybe they get to move you up and promote you, and then maybe you're going to be super good at a certain aspect of the job. So some of you might find yourself getting pulled on to different projects and things like that at work. That's something that comes up a lot with Three of Pentacles. These daisies, though, are really jumping out at me. So I just feel like something, the daisies here in this card. So I just feel something that you're doing for fun begins to become something you begin taking more seriously, okay? That's the vibe and the feeling I'm getting here with these cards for you, Cancer, for the week ahead. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is you have King of Wands, okay? So this could be a fire sign person that you're interacting and dealing with. King of Wands could be a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. You may have fire in your chart. If you have fire in your moon or in your rising, this could be telling you that it's a really great time to go ahead and connect here with those energies and, you know, pull on that aspect of your personality in the week ahead. King of Wands can be very creative. King of Wands is very ambitious. And I've told the story of King of Wands in other videos, and somebody was wanting me to cite it, but it's one of those like tarot, like legend, folklore. I don't know where it's written down, and I can't remember where I read it, but it's not fact. It's just one of those, like, you know, I guess tarot tall tales or whatever you want to say. But the story I remember about King of Wands is that, you know, he was not born royalty. He rose to power. Okay, he saw that there was a need, he saw that there weren't opportunities, he saw people were suffering, and he stood up and he did something about it, mainly because he had to do something for himself. He created opportunities, he made things happen, and people were like, wow, you're amazing, please be our king, right? And so he remembers how hard the struggle is, he remembers where he came from, and he tries to help other people. He can be very generous in that way. Like, he came up and he wants to help others come up. And he's, you know, sense of humor, love of life, you know, just very passionate about life. Very much can be a fighter and a lover, like that kind of energy. So some of you could have this type of person who's coming in that you're beginning a relationship with. Some of you might be pulling on those aspects within yourself and your own personality. But some of you might have an ambitious person who is in some way coming up in their life, and they might be extending to you some opportunity to maybe help them out in some way. So it could be where they're like, hey, here's an opportunity to make a little extra money or something, and that could be the thing that you're doing for fun, right? But then you're like, wait a minute, this could go somewhere. So some of you may be ending up in an unexpected partnership having to do with a creative project. It could be like, maybe they're not even like paying you to do something in terms of a business work. They might be working on a creative project, and you might have some skill level or something that they're pulling you in. It could be a music project, it could be art, it could be acting, it could be construction, it could be remodeling, it could be anything. It could be anything in the world. These are general readings for many people, so it's going to be different for different ones of you. So there's going to be something, and then what's jumping out at me from this card, because this is like an ocean themed deck, so we see, if you look past the King of Wands, you see those sharks. Sharks to me are about like the energy. When I see shark, what it makes me think of is, number one, a shark has to keep moving or it's gonna die, right? Like that's one thing that I've read. Sharks have to keep moving to keep from sinking. They have to constantly be in motion, right? They have to always be doing something, going somewhere. That's their makeup. That's their energy. And sharks are also very opportunistic, right? Like if they see an opportunity to strike, to gain something, they're gonna go for it. And they're very alert in that way. So I feel this King of Wands that's coming in for many of you, I feel this is more an unexpected opportunity that you're gonna go for it, right? Like here's a chance for you to strike. Here's a chance for you like to kind of like go out into the unknown, go out into the wild, go out into a new territory, and have a gain, gain something from there. And I do feel for many of you, it's going to be something that you feel is giving you an outlet, because I'm feeling a sense of just like release, right? But it's also bringing in a chance for further abundance. That being said, my dears, we're going to see what your abundance card is for the week ahead. This is a great little deck that has little affirmations. As always, I always have the deck info in the description of the video. The Amazon affiliate links are there, so you can definitely check that out. Even if you don't read tarot cards, and even if you don't pull cards for yourself, this one particular deck here is great because it's just different affirmations that can be very helpful. And this particular deck is about affirmations for money, like calling in money. And some of you on my private readings the past couple of weeks have been like, Amethyst, when are you going to do the money deck again? So here we are. All right, Cancer, your block in money has been, per this card, the sense of worthiness, okay? I want to clarify something here, because that is a message that a lot of people that go to healers and psychics, they hear all the time. Oh, honey, you just have to love yourself. Oh, you don't think that you're worth it. You don't think that you deserve it. And a lot of times people are like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't think I'm a worthless person, or I care about myself. Like, why do I keep hearing this? So in this sense, worthiness, Cancer, I know many of you are not like really, some of you might be, and I'm praying for you, those of you who are, but I know many of you might not be that low where you're like, I don't deserve it, I don't deserve it. It could be more where some of you just feel like there's nothing super special about me that I'm going to be able to break out of the rat race. There's nothing super special about me that I'm going to get a lucky break. Like, life is just kind of the way that it is, and everybody kind of struggles, and that's what it is. And like, why would I be an exception? So for some of you, it's worthiness in that way. I would say for the majority of you, it's worthiness in that way. Some of you might feel like you don't deserve good things to happen to you. That's a whole other aspect. That's a whole other topic. And again, I'm praying for those of you who are in that mindset. But there's going to be an affirmation here to help with bringing up worthiness. One of the things that really jumps out at me in the picture in the deck, and I always encourage you guys to do this too, look at the deck, the pictures that you're seeing, the colors that you're seeing, what they make you think of, because that's a way to tap into your own intuition and to pull messages for you that I might be missing. Okay, like it could be your way of connecting and making a general reading more personal for you. That peacock is really jumping out at me for a couple of reasons. Peacocks are beautiful animals, and they are they can be very showy, right? They can be a little cocky, a peacock. And so to me, the worthiness is letting yourself shine. I think some of you have a really hard time, no pun intended, Cancer, because you guys are crabs, but some of you have a hard time coming out of your shell. Some of you have a hard time letting people like see what lies beneath, that exterior. You might kind of have been raised in a way where it was really drilled in your head, like not to think too much of yourself, to be humble, not to be a show off. And that's why there's some people who are very successful, is because they think very highly of themselves, but they don't really have much to back it up. But it doesn't matter. They're still successful because they have the belief that they deserve it. So this is you realizing that, you know, you coming into your worthiness, you seeing the things that are special about you, just natural, like your own true colors, letting your true colors come out, letting people see your true colors. We hear that and we sometimes think of it like in a negative way, that, oh, they showed their true colors, right? But it doesn't always mean a negative way. Like, you're just letting people show the parts of you that are very magical and very beautiful, that maybe you just have felt, you know, a little bit shy about, or, you know. But this is, to me, just letting yourself be seen, being able to accept compliments, being able to accept praise. These are all little ways in which you can begin to train yourself to open up to abundance. So that's just what I'm seeing, but we're going to go ahead and see what your affirmation is. Your affirmation here is, I feel worthy and have every special talents. And I feel worthy and have very special talents that will help me to achieve my dreams. Right? So there you are. That's very in alignment with what was coming up about, well, I'm not that special. And this is saying, damn straight you are. You know, there's something special. There's something, we have gifts in every way, right? It's like all the animals in nature, like they do very simple things that they were born to do, but it keeps the ecosystem going, right? Like, we need them. Like, if we didn't have bees, we would all die. And the bees are just doing what they were born to do. They're just flying around doing their thing. And people are very much the same way, but we forget that, right? We have this magical cosmic, like, ecosystem energetically within ourselves and in the human world. And so we all have certain things that we bring to the table, no matter how small. Like, don't underestimate it, right? Like, who would have known that without the bees we would die? That's something that the scientists have, you know, figured out, but we might not know that. Or, like, you know, if we were like back in the caveman days, we wouldn't think that. We wouldn't be like, oh, this magical insect that's protected. We wouldn't know that. So there's things about yourself that you may be overlooking. Hold on to the affirmation. My experience with affirmations, and those of you who are my regular clients, you know I'm all about the affirmations. Some of you will message me, I'm ready for an affirmation. Can you write one for me on this or that? It's really beneficial to do it every morning right when you wake up, and every night right before you go to bed, because this is the way that you rewire your brain, you rewire your thinking. You're just kind of like resetting yourself. You're rewiring the way that you're coming at life mentally. So hold on to this. You know, if you want to say it every morning and every night, if you want to make it your mantra throughout the day as a little pick-me-up in between, feel free to do that as well. And do this as many weeks as you want. You don't have to stop after 7 days. But definitely make use of the affirmation. Watch your moon sign and rising sign video too, because some weeks they may resonate for you more, especially if you can't afford a private reading right now. Sometimes when you watch your moon sign and rising sign videos with your sun sign, you're able to pick up a lot of little bits and pieces that are more personal to you and your specific energy. So that can be helpful. But obviously, you guys know that I love reading for you. And if you want to click on the Calendly link and schedule a private reading with me, you can go ahead and do that there. Some of you are having a hard time with the pricing, guys. I promise you, if you just go click on the option, it will open up and show you the pricing. It's not going to bill you. You just have to click on it, it will open up. I just moved into a new workspace. Once I get a little bit more settled in, I'll go in there and I'll see if I can figure out a way where the pricing is a little bit more obvious. But all the info is on the site. I will at some point try to make time to rework it. But go ahead and check that out if you want a private reading. And watch your love videos too. The link for that is in the description. I thank you so very much, guys, for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a fabulous week.